what's up, everyone? The SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 331, and we're recording on June 16th, 2025. I'm Doug, and joining me today, we got Warren.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
As a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on your favorite podcast platform, sub to us on YouTube, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the nation. No announcements this week, but in the Afterhours segment, Warren and Anita both went to concert things recently.
We sure did.
Anita went to One OK Rock. Warren went to Head in the Clouds in LA. He flew all the way to LA to go see that. They're gonna discuss that at the end of the show, so stick around for that.
A little review. Yeah.
In terms of big new releases, we got 4 of them. Normally we would do 3, but we had to make an exception. We have ATEEZ Lemon Drop from KQ, ARTMS Icarus from Mod House. Why am I saying their company names now? ILLIT would do the dance. We got ALLDAY PROJECT debut with Famous. Even though the actual album comes out next week, they dropped the music video now, so we're gonna talk about that. That one came in 4th place, but I felt like probably have to talk about this. It's pretty big. Surprisingly, J-Hope Killing It Girl featuring Gorilla did not make it in. And the other one, Kang Daniel didn't make it in, and the Boys Planet title song Hola Solar did not make it in as well.
What a name, Hola Solar.
Yeah, right.
What a name.
What a name. But let's talk about the songs we are gonna cover. ATEEZ Lemon Drop, KQ. Last 3 songs: Ice on My Teeth, Work, Crazy Form. Okay, guys. I've been a bit of a critic over the last year or so about ATEEZ doing more campy music, right? It has not been my cup of tea, to say the least. Especially this Ice on My Teeth with the tennis. Y'all remember the tennis last year? That was not for me. This Lemon Drop song, though, I like it. I think it fits them. I think it's appropriate for them. I think the sexy vibe was cool. I do have criticisms, but it's mostly about the music video at certain points. But
okay.
It's not that big of a criticism. We'll eventually get there. I like this song. Am I alone? Mars making a bit of a stink face. I don't think he agrees with me.
I didn't give any face, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, no face, no face.
I'm not against it. I think it feels it's kind of safe, I guess. It's not there's not a ton going on as far as stand out moments. I'll say this: the beat felt very 2010s, at least from US pop that I can think of. Some of the names that I thought it was Tinashe, Tuan, if people remember that, came out in 2014. It gave that vibe, or the beat felt like that. Not saying it's the same thing, but it's something similar, which felt interesting to me because I didn't think we were heading that way, at least for ATEEZ. But I guess it works. They had that concept, very fan servicey in a way. I just felt because the song is very it's kind of chill. It's very one note. It's not a ton going on in the instrumental. You kind of need the top line or the melody to make it interesting. And I didn't think it quite did that. In the chorus, I thought it could have been a little bit more. I found it hard to find the highlight, the catchy part. Yeah, that was my thing for this one.
I don't think your impressions of this coming off with the vibe of Tinashe is coming out of nowhere. Song is a hip hop track. Lemon Drop is a hip hop track. And specifically within hip hop, people call this the ratchet genre. DJ Mustard is what people call it. I didn't make that word, just putting that out there. DJ Mustard really put that genre out there. He breathed life into it. It was out of trend for a while, and then there's a new twist on the same genre that's really popular, become really popular with the resurgence of Kendrick in the last year or so. Which that feels weird saying. He's always been great. Just, his popular relevance, I guess, not like us, would kind of fit into this style of music. But also another song that fits into this style of music is "Loyal" by Chris Brown, and like
I had that on my notes.
right, like this is the genre that like Tyga, Lil Wayne, Ty Dolla Sign, like these folks would breathe, you know, in their sleep, you know. Karina did a take on this a couple months ago.
That was what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
We're on the same page. We're on the same page today.
It's just like
Karina, ATEEZ, Chris Brown, Kendrick, all on the same page here. I think that's the greatest strength as well as the greatest weakness of this track. Where like if you really enjoy this genre, sure, I think there's a lot to go off of here. I think the melody plays off of what this genre does really well. The melodies are melodying, the rap is rapping. But on the other hand, it does feel a little stereotyped and a little cliched, and I really felt like ATEEZ aside, I wasn't really sure how K-pop is doing its own little thing with this sound in this genre, other than a K-pop group did it and danced to it. For me, there was a couple of parts that felt a little awkward. Like if you go into the second half of the second verse, there's a couple repeated syllables that felt like it was just. I'm not sure who exactly is rapping that part. Kind of felt awkward. So I think it kind of comes down to how you feel about this sound and this genre, and like if you really have a thing for it, I think there's plenty to like here. I don't think it is a bad rendition of it at all. But at the same time, for me personally, I don't know. It's just a little uninteresting. We've done this for a while, and we've kind of left it in the back, and like there's a new wave of it too now. So
yeah, okay. I guess my enjoyment of this is an over adjustment from not liking the other songs they've had recently. You know what I mean? Like imagine you're at like a banquet and you eat something, you go, oh, what the heck? And then you get the palate cleanser and you're like, this is the best thing ever, this palate cleanser. This is great. Even though it's just like lemon ice or something, you know what I mean? That might be what is going on in this song for me. That being said, okay, my major criticism in terms of the music video sense is, number one, shirtless pool shots are great. They're fantastic. If that's what you're into, great, cool. You want to see San wearing those shirts some more? Great. But to me, they needed to hold these choreography shots in the chorus more. They showed 1 second, then I got San's back. You know what I mean? Like, great back, but I wanted a little more choreography. In the verses, sure, show me his back, show me all of his muscles. Fantastic. But we never got like a clean choreo in the chorus shot, and I think it's to the detriment of the experience as a whole. Because I feel like this type of song would have really cool choreo, right? I'm sure it does. I'm sure all of you, the ATEEZ fans, have watched the stage. Oh, maybe that.
Oh shit, Anita.
Anita.
Meet Anita.
No. The thing is, I went to I searched up the live stages because I thought like maybe I'm not getting the energy from the music video because like you mentioned, there's not a lot of shots of the dance. So I went to see some of the live stages, and it's good. I mean, they performed well. They're good performers. I just didn't think there was like a point, a dance point, like a highlight section, which I think they usually do. I think ATEEZ is pretty good at having like a catchy dance section that you can remember. I feel like this one was just, I don't know, maybe because the concept is just very chill and
all vibes, no punch.
intense.
Is that what you're basically saying, Anita?
Maybe.
Okay, I said it for you, so you didn't have to say it. Okay. Hey, I'm just happy we're pivoting away because like this. Although Warren told me before the show he liked Ice on My Teeth more than this, which is I could see that.
Okay, I said that, and I went back and listened to Ice on My Teeth, and I don't know.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like for this type of group where they are, what their age is, I thought, and the season we're in, I thought it all felt very appropriate to me. I think they hit all of those points really well. I thought that the company made good decisions on that front. But I will agree with Anita though that there wasn't any point where I was like, man, this is slim and this is the best part ever, right? No, I did not get that though.
It is worth noting though, like speaking of Ice on My Teeth, like this is the third part to their Golden Hour series, and
Correct.
if I had to guess, we're either next going to get an epilogue EP or like a repackage or whatever, or we're gonna move on from this. So like this, I feel like it's fair to tie back the last three title tracks, which is Work, Ice on My Teeth, and now this one you have Lemon Drop, and I do feel like there is a continued attempt here to do some groovy, not like super high energy, but like sort of laid back hip hop sounds. And
True.
to what degree it convinced me or us, I don't know, but I do appreciate. I do think that's really cool that they tried to do that. I definitely hear this being like a trilogy of sorts, and it really works, even though they didn't completely recycle the same formula over and over again, like a certain group that we often talk about. So I don't know. Even though this was not my personal cup of tea, yeah, actually, I think I like this more than Ice on My Teeth. You know, like, like
Never mind then.
I
yeah.
looked at the lyrics to Ice on My Teeth again. I'm like, oh boy, this is.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, overall good effort from ATEEZ. I thought it was appropriate for the summer. Maybe they're trying to be the summer kings. You know?
Ooh, maybe.
All right. Let's pivot. We got ARTMS. They are from Mod House. Last three songs. If you still have eyes left, we got Burned, Virtual Angel. They have a bunch of other like stuff, but the Birth was the first one they did. Joe, sometimes these groups, when you look on like their discography pages on like Wiki or NamuWiki, there's just a lot of weird shit in the middle between the actual releases. ARTMS is one of those type of groups. But that's what I got it down to. We have Icarus here. I'm sure a lot of you, well, actually, we got some youngins in as our listeners. They might not know the mythology of Icarus, the guy who flew too close to the sun with his wings, you know?
Yes.
So there's that. Okay. Oh, let's just do it.
Wait, what is this reaction?
Okay. I don't know how to phrase this.
Just say it. Blurt it out loud. What is it?
ARTMS. Triple S. Mod House. Their new boy group and all the shit that this company does.
Yeah.
I feel like because I'm not invested and know the lore or know what they're doing, some of it always goes over my head. Is that fair to say?
Oh, okay.
Like the bar is really high with these groups and their music.
I'm gonna say what some people in the audience are thinking right now and let you know that there's a 15-minute music video that has the whole
I know
cinematic background. They flew too close to the sun and lost their wings, these girls, that sort of thing in there. Watch that.
I don't think it's fair. Okay, maybe I should have watched the whole thing. I probably should have. That is my time. But I don't think it's fair to have non-ARTMS fans have to digest a 15-minute movie to get into this group.
Okay, in all honesty, I was planning to, but I also got off of work late because of a last-minute call.
Wait,
I'm blaming
so neither
that.
of you guys have seen the full video?
I saw a 4-minute one.
I watched it at like 3x speed.
I saw the club version.
Oh my gosh.
Not the cinematic version.
I saw it like 3 times.
Okay. All right.
Anita, then explain
Share your
it to
wisdom.
us.
Share your wisdom.
Share your wisdom,
Okay.
oh great Anita.
Well, there's like
TLDR.
I want to say like 3 storylines going on.
That's a
and
lot of
they kind of
storylines for
are
15 fucking
explaining
minutes.
each other. And also I want to say it's not explicit, but I think Virtual Angels, like the music video for that and some of the motifs are present in this one as well. So I feel like
Good.
it's kind of referencing each other. So if you saw Virtual Angel, you have some things that are mentioned in this one as well. So like the wings and like this like subculture that's being mentioned. But anyway, so the gist is that first section of the music video is explaining a different type of myth, kind of like Icarus, about this girl who's born without arms, but her mother tells her when you turn 20, you will grow wings. And then the mother disappears or whatever, and then 20 years pass by, and she doesn't get wings. So then this girl goes to the witch and it says, "How can I find my mother and get revenge?" And that's how that ends. So that's like the
Fuck
first
my
bit.
mom.
So that was like the first bit, and that kind of sets the tone for the rest of the music video, because then there's like a reference to like killing of this mother to get revenge, and like this like there's also a different storyline where there's like these 5 girls that are missing, but they are told to not, like, they didn't go missing, they're just in a different form, and they say like, oh, they're on TV, they're inside the TV, like something about social media. I think that's the reference. They're in social media. And then the end piece is like this club Icarus, like this like subculture, this like club where people are going, that the ones that have like the wings that you see on Virtual Angel, and kind of like they're referencing like some of the girls that were missing are maybe there too. And it's very vague. I'll say this: it's very vague. And in the middle.
Yeah, I saw Ajishi's hunting. I saw at one point, and I saw Jinsol in armor. Those are things I also remember seeing.
Yes. So, in the middle of all this, they have the song. They perform the song, and it's more of a like modern. What did you call it, Doug? Artistic dance.
I called it a lyrical dance.
Lyrical dance. Yeah, like very modern type. Where they just introduce the song, and it's more like it's performance heavy. It's them dancing. So that's the 15-minute video. I think I recommend watching the full thing, because I think it really gives like the ambiance for like the song, and like the graphics they use were also very like eerie but like mysterious. I don't know. I like the vibe they're going for. I think they very much solidify that concept.
Indoctrinated whenever you watch ARTMS content?
What?
I mean, I enjoyed Virtual Angel. I'll say this.
Join us. Think, like one of those things.
No, I think I appreciate when the music video really wants to expand on a storyline, and it felt like it was trying to really hash this like myth that I mentioned in the beginning, like about the girl and like the wings and whatnot, and really flesh it out. Like I think they did a good job in trying to make a storyline out of it that made sense, that involved like the song in a way. And I don't know, I thought it was a very cool visuals, very cool songs. Like there were some bits like of instrumentals that I feel like I wish these are actual songs that they're gonna release later on, or like B-sides. I like the package. I like how they presented it. I thought it was compelling visually. So yeah, I enjoyed the 15-minute version.
Okay. I have not seen the whole 15-minute version. I'm skipping back and forth a little bit. I'm seeing bits of a plot here in a world building situation.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of Matrixy at times.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to comment on like what I think the storyline is and how to take apart this world here. Like I have obviously not given this the attention it needs, and like at the same time, like I am sure there are plenty of people who are going to do a better job of like ingesting it than I am. But
yeah, then we are for sure.
Right. But like I do like the vibe of it. It's giving like analog horror at the beginning, and then there's like I'm gonna guess like 3 different universes or whatever that's going on between the virtual world and like IRL and like the past with the myths, and like Mama lied would not like that. She loves to get milk. But okay, I took the song for what it is, and without some of the world building, and like how I typically approach most comebacks. I listen to the song maybe about 10 or so times before I go check out the video, and what I got with the song itself is really good. You know what I mean? Like it's got this very melodic, very well mixed and very well arranged piano and string based arrangement. They threw in some glitchy instruments in there as well. There's a lot of tension, and I feel like I'm using that word a lot these days. There's a good level of tension. It's very driven. It's
not creepy, which is good.
Right. It's a little creepy, but at the same time, there's a little bit of hopefulness in there as well. Like, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this juxtaposition and the way the tension keeps building, and the lyrics are really pretty too. I think it's pretty clear what it's about. You know, the messages of hope in a situation where
Rebirth.
right. You know, fly again. You did you forget that you have wings? Let it fly, you phoenix, fucking fly.
It didn't say that, but
No,
okay.
it didn't say fucking fly, fuck. But no, it did say a lot of cool things, and the word choices are really nice. So I don't know. The song itself is really interesting. It's not something I hear often in K-pop. In all honesty, I'm not really sure what genre to call this.
True.
I guess the rhythm, the chorus rhythm follows a little bit of Afrobeat, and like it does that Moombathon kind of rhythm in the chorus. But it's not really Moombathon or dancehall at all. It's just very melodic, very hopeful. The 5 vocals that we get here, Hassel does a great
Really
job.
good.
Heejin does a really great job. Kimlit does a great job as well, and these 5 members, kind of like the choreo video, their vocal sections ebb and out and flow in and out of each other in a really smooth way, where like you can kind of tell that they're different people, but at the same time, it's never like jarring in a way. Like sometimes you have those groups that change members every fucking 2 seconds because they have 20 members. I'm not pointing a jab at a specific group. I'm just saying, you have those songs and it's a little jarring the way the voices change every second. This one, I don't think the mix tried to make everyone sound the same. I don't think it does. But it flows really nicely and like so smoothly, where like the tension keeps building. My only nitpick would be like, I kind of wish that like the tension resolved itself a little better with like a larger explosion of energy and like all this hope kind of kept on building. But I'm still happy with what he got. It's just a really good mood, you know?
Yeah. With my high level high entry barrier concerns aside, it's nice and melodic. It's a little creepy. It's typically not my kind of cup of tea, but I do respect what they're trying to do here. And I thought I really liked, even though I watched the club version primarily, the transitions between the kids was kind of cool.
That was a cool video
it's a
too, yeah.
different kid all of a sudden. I was like, okay.
That
cool.
was smooth. I really wonder how they did it. If it was like they
It's
all
definitely
did it and
it's
then
definitely not a
post?
one shot. It's in post. I
Right,
think.
right. Yeah. That was cool.
Very clean. I do. ARTMS is one of those groups where like you never really know what they're doing. It's kind of always out there too. At the same time, what they are doing is intriguing, but going back to my original concerns, it's like maybe it is my fault for kind of like having a little bit of, I'm not gonna call it prejudice against mod house stuff, but they don't do any favors for themselves. I think unless you're deep into the lore and stuff like that, I think it's like, here's the barriers for entry. With Triple S, a lot of kids, already a barrier for entry, right? The whole way the company's set up with the NFTs and the voting and things like that, it's a pretty high barrier of entry there. With ARTMS, it's more like the core fandom of ARTMS, I believe, is a lot of people who were supporting them during the heyday of Luna, right? Essentially. So for them, the barrier does not exist. I would assume. That being said, even when I was getting into Luna and I was watching the behind the scenes stuff during COVID and we had a lot of time to do such things, I was fine on a surface level until people started sending me sun diagrams and things like that. And I was like, what the shit, dude? Like, I don't have the brain power to dive this deep into this group.
Yeah.
And to be fair, ARTMS now at Mod House, there is still this kind of barrier where you have to be, like, if you're going to get the full enjoyment of this group, you do have to at least consume this 14-minute video and, like, understand the context of this and the storyline that they got going on with the other songs and the other stuff they're doing, right? And honestly, for Mod House, it's working because they keep producing this type of stuff. So clearly, they like the direction they're going in. So I might not be the target audience of what's going on here, but as a casual, I'm extremely casual now, fan of this group. I do think what they're doing is very intriguing. End of my TED talk here about their whole thing.
I think here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll add on to that. I think there's a lot of things here that work for casual people without having to need to dive into all the lore and like. If you like what you're seeing and you want to dig deeper and find out more about their lore, now you have this whole, now you have somewhat of a discography. You have these cinematic videos. You have stuff to dig into. Like I think. At the moment, I am not really concerned about an entry barrier, but at the same time, I see your concern. I feel like it's going to continue to build, and at a certain point, it's going to, I don't know, it's either going to fall on itself or either become what Marvel became in the last, 3 years or so. Right now, it's working. I don't hate it. And even if you don't dive into all that lore stuff, while I have some qualms with it, I don't know. Icarus, I feel like it's a pretty beautiful song. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Does anyone have any other comments about the bigger picture of what ARTMS, Mod House, Triple S? Do we want to address any of that? What? Anyone want to put their neck out there?
The ARTMS versus Triple S. Go.
ARTMS versus Triple S.
Discography so far.
Oh my.
I think Triple S for me. It's more mainstream.
Okay.
And I'm a mainstream enjoyer. That's just facts though. I don't think I'm pointing out anything too crazy.
I think they're both great. So
Okay. All right, bro. Thank you. You just baited. I got so baited there. All right. Let's continue. We have ILLIT, Do the Dance with B-Lift. Their other major songs: Cherish, Magnetic. What are the other? They had a famous B-side too. I forgot which one that was.
Lucky Girl.
Tic Tac.
Lucky Girl Syndrome, and then the other one that Anita sang.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Yeah, that one.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
Okay, we got ILLIT. We got ILLIT here. Number one. Now that we have 6 kind of notable songs from ILLIT, I know we got 3 title tracks. They're nothing like New Jeans, to be completely honest. Let's be honest here. Let's start with that. They're not anything like New Jeans, right?
Concept sound wise, you mean?
No, they don't sound anything like them.
Yeah.
I don't think, personally. All right, I just made a hot take there.
No. I think I was about to agree. I was trying to make my words. I don't think sound wise they definitely deviated, but at the same time, other than a specific chorus pattern, I don't see a really big pattern between Cherish, this one, and Magnetic. If that makes sense.
They they've established an ILLIT meta more or less with their sound. You can tell they're ILLIT songs, I think.
I was saying they don't have one yet, but we can talk about that in a second. Yeah.
Okay, because my intro was going to be that all of the ILLIT songs scratch a certain point of my brain. I don't know why. I can't put a finger on why they do. But I feel like for me, what am I always a stickler for? Having catchy choruses, right? I like upbeat songs. I kind of lean more bubblegum E in general, and ILLIT hits all of those things. Boom, boom, boom.
But I don't think Cherish fits that though. You know what I mean?
No, Cherish was more chill than the other one.
That's a third of the title track they have.
But I still think it had a very catchy chorus.
Cherish my love.
Yeah, that's the most notable part of the whole song, I thought.
Okay. Let's talk about 빌려온 고양이 first. What is the English title track?
Do the dance.
How is 빌려온 고양이 do the dance? 빌려온 고양이 means a cat that I borrowed and took there. It's a little hard to translate.
I don't know.
Yeah, do the dance. Do the dance. Do the dance.
What kind of song is this? What kind of song is this?
This is a future funk track. Future funk is a cross between house music, funk music, sampling Japanese pop music from like the 80s, 70s. So a lot of city pop in there. Anita, what are the names that are on your list for future funk?
Well, the people that I thought of immediately when I heard this was like Night Tempo, which is a South Korean producer, and then Macros 8299. I think he's a Mexican producer, but they were the ones that I saw a lot on YouTube a while ago. When I thought this was more trendy, like that sound, that future funk, like the remix. There are a lot of YouTube videos that you can find where they do like a sample from a 80s Japanese song, do a lot of like house beat to it, and then a lot of the visuals were like old school 80s.
It's got that
Japanese
vaporwaviness to it.
Sailor Moon on a blurry TV vibe, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
This was really trendy on YouTube. Like, it was a really trendy YouTube genre like 7-8 years ago, I think.
Right.
I want to say, because like this was when I was in college, and I would like play this me and my roommate, we'd like sneak into like a huge classroom, and like we'd play this entire we'd play like a future funk mix, and then we'd do our homework and then eat Domino's and watch anime. That was that was what I used to do in college. What do you know? So it's interesting to return to that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah.
The press release made it clear that they sampled. Let me look it up again. They sampled a soundtrack from the 5-Star Stories, which is a Japanese mech anime from the 90s.
I think the title of that track, or like the little OST, is called "Elegant Escape."
Yes.
In Japanese.
Yes.
I saw that as well. Yeah.
And it's they nailed all the rules of future funk. It's got a
when the beat comes in when they're riding these bicycles, right? Bro, this shit slaps. So
it's fun.
It's fun right off the bat.
It's a formula that works really well. It's especially because Japanese music had its golden era. In that, not saying music right now is shitty, but like Japanese music in the 80s and 90s, oh my god, they fucking nailed everything they did in this kind of aesthetic. And there's so much to dig, and you know, you get this situation where like it became pretty easy to kind of produce a song like this. Not saying this song in particular is very easy to produce, you know, you gotta go ahead, add all the top lines, add a bridge, that sort of thing. But you know, if you go on YouTube and you look up how to future funk, there's like a million tutorials out there, and you kind of get what they're all kind of going for. This track, what it did really well was dig out that sample, figure out a sample that works really well, sample it in a way that really has a lot of potential, you know? And I think at the end of it, the beat is the best part of this track.
It is by far.
That sample is so fucking dope.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. It's a little cliched, whatever, but like the beat, I have no complaints, really, honestly, you know? Now, the issue with me for the song is that the top line doesn't work really in most of the sections. It really felt like the verse was kind of shoehorned in. The chorus felt kind of shoehorned in. Because at the end of the day, the way these beats are written, it's, you know, there's, I don't want to box it in and say a certain type of melody works, but I wasn't really vibing with the verses, you know what I mean? Like when the verses came in, it really just felt like it threw away all the momentum it had up until that point. And just,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I don't know, man. The chorus worked a little better.
If they had here's what I'll say. If they had nailed the verses somehow, right? I don't know what you would do. I'm not suggesting changes. If they had nailed the verses of this song into the cool chorus, I would have given this like 9.5, dude.
Wow.
If they had.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I really like this song, and I think we're good verses away from me giving it a monster score.
Damn.
I still really enjoy the song, but I think that's where the improvement really could have happened.
There was a lot of potential here. I think the chorus works a little better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it's a little fast paced. It's a little rushed, but I think that's on purpose. I like the drive you get with it. You know what I mean? And then they do the chorus. Then they do a little Miley Cyrus all of a sudden, and then they go into the ILLIT chorus thing. You know what I mean? Like
Miley Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. No, you didn't catch that. Yeah. Party in the U.S.
Oh.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
I'm not saying they copied anybody or anything. That was kind of fun.
Do you like the doot-doot-doots? Because there's a discussion, at least on our server, against doot-doot-doots versus la-la-las.
Oh, shit.
I guess, okay, I'll be the first to say
Okay.
I'm in the camp where I didn't think it worked as much to do that.
Okay.
Or at least it reminded me too much of Tic Tac, where I felt like, oh, we kind of already explored this in the chorus. We could have done something a little bit more, I don't know, different. I don't know. It felt a little repetitive in that sense to me. The first part of the chorus I thought was fine. It was just that second half to me.
I felt like I'm on the side where I feel like it was all right with this rendition. It felt
Me
like
too.
it was appropriate for the genre, if anything. That kind of repetitive glitch sampling, very popular, very, very common in this genre. I feel like this is one of those rare cases where it makes a lot of sense to do. So I did like it in that way, but you know, it's not like ILLIT's done this once or twice now. I saw a bunch of people complaining that they figured out a good formula with Magnetic and decided to just repeat it over and over again. I think they also have a fair point. Like I right now I'm okay with it, but if someone's like, "Oh man, like, not again," this, you know, I see what you mean, man. Like I get it.
Yeah. To comment on doot-doot-doots versus la-la-las, real quickly. I personally feel, at least right now, it could change. That I feel like the doot-doot-doots in these ILLIT songs and other songs that they do that sound like they have doot-doot-doots in it. I'm talking like Magnetic or Tic Tac, right? Things like that. I feel like for ILLIT, it feels like they're using them very purposefully still, especially like on the melody, right? It feels like they're trying to use them to like further enhance the song. And what I've been saying about Triple S lately is I feel like at least recently it feels like some of the la la las are more just like atmospheric than actually using it. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like they're more just filling the space than being a part of the space. That's my only thing I'm gonna say about there. No hate to Triple S though. I think the laws work in many of the songs. Yeah, I agree. We're really coming up on the edge of like, we can't keep doing this. You know, like y'all are cute, so it's okay right now. If we go too much, if we go further, we're gonna have some issues here. Here's something I want to commend though. It seems like they're a company who is at B-Lift and they're under the Hive umbrella. It seems that they understand really well the kids they have in this group and how they kind of appear to everyone at home.
Oh,
like you got like one he's the main kid in your group. You got this derpy like 12-year-old looking kid in your group, right? Is the face of your group. And they put her in derpy situations that fit her very well. Like at one point she's just face first in the grass and the shot was just really funny. You know what I mean? Like they give her a really like kind of awkward looking haircut at the beginning, like a kid would have.
The weird Asian bob cut, yeah.
The wigs?
Yeah.
The wigs.
I just feel like they understand that they have this group of kids who they all kind of look like derpy fairy kids, and we're just gonna give them derpy fairy music, and it just kind of works for some reason, right? And I think
that's really interesting because like when I one of the biggest criticisms that like girl group fans in general give ILLIT is that like the concept fits Wonhee and nobody else.
Okay, to be fair, I don't think the concepts that they have really fit Yuna all too well, and I don't think it's her fault. Like, because other people like, goddamn, imagine if Bang Jimin ended up in this group, it just wouldn't work, right? You know, I've seen that argument too because she almost made this group, right?
I think, I mean, I don't know if it fits or doesn't fit, but I know that there are producers, there are people who are like making the concept for the group, and they saw like the ages and they saw like what's kind of trendy right now, like where can we steer the group so that it can coincide, right? And I feel like this is where we landed. And I think it's working to some extent. Like, yes, I do agree that some of the members, at least in the, what was it? Are You Next? Yeah, the
Yep.
reality show,
Yep.
the program. They showed like interest in the different genre. They showed like they were more interested in maybe like hip hop or like more like mature concept. But so far, we've seen that they can do this as well. So I feel like I don't think it's been a bad choice. It's just interesting.
I want them to pivot though, because like for
Yeah.
instance, if you like YouTube search even in incognito like Yuna ILLIT, one of the top searches is like a short that says Yuna doesn't belong in ILLIT, like she doesn't fit the concept
yeah.
more or less. And then the second thing is her dancing gnarly with the cat's eye girls, and people are like, "She, look at this!" You know what I mean? Like, no,
I haven't seen
like,
that.
if that TikTok, or I mean that YouTube short has 2.5 million views, right? And the comments are all like, "Look at Yuna in this shit, though," you know. So I get it from that
We can always do
perspective.
that.
But
we can switch.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
At this point, it's pretty common knowledge now that like K-pop companies will send out fake viral posts, act like they didn't sponsor it when they clearly have, you have those flowing around Instagram and whatnot. I saw a lot of them, a lot of these viral posts, viral, that were focused on Wonhee and like how good she fits the concept, and like it's a series of Wonhee faces, and the top comment is always, "What about Yuna though? What about my girl Yuna though?" Like,
I know, right? It's not just me seeing this. Like, I'm not hating because I think Yuna also fits. Like, I think people are overselling the fact that she doesn't fit ILLIT concept, because I think she's doing a great job personally. But those kind of comments are unavoidable, at least on the Western sphere. We see them everywhere.
No, on the Eastern sphere too, I'd say. Yeah, I'm with you. Here,
but you want to see what he and Mocha doing like gnarly? Let's see. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's get it. I guess.
What does gnarly mean? Look, I think the beat really sells the song and kills the song at the same time. The beat is really good. That sample selection, fucking fantastic. Whatever 90s anime they dug that fucking shit out of, man. Good job, producer. Y'all did it. Y'all killed it with that one. Top line writer, dude. What was that?
I know.
Go back to the basement, please. No. You deserve a raise at the end of the year, but like only based on like inflation rates. You know what I mean? Like not.
It's like a handshake and then an elbow right after it. You know what I mean? It's like hey, like. No, I kind of agree with that. That's what I was saying. Like, if they had nailed the other aspects of the number one, also smart decision. Let's not put a rap section in, guys. Another fantastic choice not to do that here.
How do you even rap on this beat?
I don't know. They would have tried. Some other companies would have tried, and it would have been a mess.
Yo,
True?
I just did a dance. Borrowed a cat and did another dance.
They should just ironically just start making Wonhee do all the rap sections to piss people off. I think it'd be funny.
We don't need it. We're okay without it.
Overall though, I think that the B-Lift people are doing a good job. I loved the seafoam styling of this music video on the grass field. I thought it was great. Into the sunset vibes were cool as well. Also, who thought just a straight up escalator shot would be so engaging? You know,
That's fun.
Do it.
That's like a minimal budget shot, but it looked really nice. I thought. Overall, good job. I think the kids did a good job. I think there were certain parts of the songs that could have been fixed, but that beat thing we got going on is so goddamn good that it just gives a lot of points here for that. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do like me some ILLIT, and I'm really biased. I don't know why. Just like this group. I think they make fun music. All right, finally, let's address the big elephant in the room, guys. We got ALLDAY PROJECT, their debut with Famous. So, okay, number one, people are very confused about this group. Is it a permanent group? Is it a temporary group? That one, I don't have an answer to.
That's
it's
true.
a group. It's a co-ed group. We know that.
Yeah.
Is Famous the debut? It is. Like, if you go look at their Twitter and stuff, it says debut single Famous. Even though the
Okay.
the single album, which includes Famous and one other track, comes out next week. But this music video, for all intents and purposes, is the debut of this group.
All right.
I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but as far as I know, that's the truth.
Press release also says debut on it, so.
They have 5 members: Annie, Tarzan, Bailey, Uchan, Youngso. Okay, I'm gonna address another elephant in the room. There's a lot of we weren't gonna address this really deeply, but we're gonna have to touch on it because I've been doing some research while we were doing the episode now. There's cultural appropriation concern with Tarzan, his image, his hair, his Instagram, all of that. I don't think I'm the best person to comment on that, but we're aware. Let's just say that we're aware of the discussion going on about all this. Crazy that Black Label's doing this in 2025. That's what I'll say. Yikes. Okay.
Yikes.
His whole image is insane on that Instagram, by the way. The shit
I've
they're
not
letting
heard
him
of
do.
this Instagram. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's nuts. All right, let's talk about this song now. This is one of the most like intriguing but confusing things I've ever seen in my life in K-pop. Like, number one, there's gravitas here. This is Teddy's handmade co-ed thing, right? At the Black Label. We have interesting names, like famous names in this group. Anita's still shocked they got Bailey Suck to be in this, right?
I am.
She still can't believe that. We have the chaebol girl Andy in this group. We got potentially problematic Tarzan man and his abs. We got Wuchan, the rapper from Show Me the Money season 6. I remember him back then.
Yeah, we saw that.
We got Youngso, formerly of ILLIT, who seems like she's the only vocalist in this group. I don't know how that's gonna play out in the long run. And it all came together for this famous track, which essentially, it more or less just felt like an introductory video to each of the members instead of the group actually, like, instead of a group song. Am I wrong in saying? No, I think that's the right way to put it.
I don't think you're wrong.
Just felt like a taste tester for each of the members of this group.
Maybe.
How did we feel about this though?
Right.
We like it? Were we confused? Did we like certain parts?
Let's take the song at its face value. Yeah. Let's ignore the controversial hair for a second. It's a very hip hop heavy track. Lots of rapping, lots of low ranged, relaxed vocals on a pretty groovy hip hop beat. It's got a nice house rhythm to it. Nice distorted bass, good guitar, and then the song structure. You have these members going one by one, like Doug mentioned, doing their little thing. Sometimes it's a verse, sometimes it's a chorus. You know, they all take turns. Everybody take turns, and it's at least 8 bars each. I didn't hate that. Let's start there. You know what I mean? Like, some of these groups, like I mentioned earlier, their parts are like 2 seconds each, 4 seconds each. It's like 2 bars, then you move on to a guy doing another bar, and then, you know, these kids are each getting 8 bars each whenever they're on the mic. I like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good amount of time for like us to like rest on each person and kind of recognize who they are and understand what their role is and kind of move on. So for example, like, we figured out, they only have one vocalist, Youngso. I guess she's here to sing when everybody else is here to rap.
Right? That's her role, like.
Right. And you know what? Youngso's really good. I like her vocal a lot.
Yes, it was good.
Yeah.
It stood out.
Yeah. If she is the actual only vocal of the group, she's now going to play a very essential role in the group. Like, good luck trying to make a song if she's like out.
She's gonna be the glue. She's literally gonna be the glue of this group, holding this shit together.
I mean, that being said, like, I'm sure like other folks can like sing as well and like
sing rap. Yeah. You know what I mean? We could do things like that.
Uchan is good per usual. He even though we're only 8 years apart, he feels like a son to me because I saw him on Show Me the Money 6. It's like, my man, you've grown into a man, you little boy. I'm just kidding. His verse was solid. Yeah, I wasn't particularly impressed by the man Tarzan. I thought it was just there. And then the last remaining person here is probably Annie and Bailey. Bailey was fine. Annie sounded like she was, I couldn't really tell. It sounded like she was singing out of her range. Not gonna lie, that intro felt like she was a little too low for her range, and it felt a little awkward. And it took me, and that was the reason it took me a minute to get convinced. But the chorus is really groovy with this. For me, this was a good chorus. There was a good sense of rhythm to it. There's a good sense of repetition to it. It's a little catchy. It's not over the top. It fits with the rest of the track. It knows what it needs to do and does what it needs to do. You know what I mean? Like that. For me, this was my favorite chorus of the week. Yeah, like dan dan da 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 dan dan da 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 dan dan da 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 dan. That was a good groove. You know what I mean? Like there's good sense of rhythm. And whenever these guys do it, I think when the one time Woo-chan did it and the one time Bailey did it, thought it was fantastic. The way Youngsuh builds into that, good stuff. Yeah. Someone go.
Yeah, that's your.
I mean,
that's your
That's
cue.
me. Okay. I agree. I think the song itself did what it had to do. I think it made sense with what they were going for, the vibe, the concept. I did feel like it got to be a little one note in certain areas. Like I get that they were going one by one, so it couldn't be like super everywhere, because then it would be very, I don't know, distorted with like each person having a different section. But I don't know, I feel like it could have done a little bit more to make it more interesting to me. I think, to me, the music video was like a big driving force for the song because of so many shots they do. Like the graphics, the editing was very crazy. The way
They
that
spent
they
so
did it.
much money on this.
A lot of
They
money
spent
on that.
So much money on this music video.
And I mean, I guess it pays off because it looks very cool. It looks like
Yes.
it's emulating that vibe they're going for, so it works. To me, I was hoping we would get a little bit more of that group work, like group shots. I don't think we got it at all.
We got a-
maybe
we got a-
like
We got a couple moving pictures, and that's about
a
it.
couple
you know?
seconds, yeah. And just at the end, when I thought like, okay, we're gonna get a little bit of a dance break because the beat changed and Bailey's in the center, and now it's hype. I thought like, okay, I'm focused, I'm locked in, and then it ends. I was so disappointed.
Universally, it seems like everyone really liked the Bailey dance section at the end. People were wishing there was more of that. I saw.
I really wanted more. I'm looking forward to more. I'm hoping that if they do a B-side with the full release of the album or whatever, the full single, I don't know what we're calling it. I hope we get more of a performance, a live stage that shows more of the dance.
They had a
But
cool
I think it's
Beyblade looking
cool.
thing too at the end. Whatever that chain was, it looked like a Beyblade.
Oh yeah.
Let it rip, dude. Like back in the day, bro. It looks like a Beyblade. I
Oh
swear
my
to God.
Yeah.
I agree though. That like rage-esque beat change at the end.
Was
That
cool.
was nice.
It was like, for a moment, I was like, oh no, not again. Teddy outro, back at it again. And then I heard it. I was like, okay, this is an outro I can get behind. Like, oh, let's do this.
I also think people just want to see Bailey suck as an idol a lot. I think that's a overwhelming opinion online that people are very excited for her.
I'm just ready for the performance.
Here's the
'cause
thing.
I know her as a performer. Yeah.
They got us intrigued for sure, right? They didn't blow it.
Yeah,
I don't think they got us thinking like instantly out the gate this is the best shit ever. But what they did do was people are now very interested to see where this ship is going for sure. And you could tell with the kids, like, they have ingredients here. We got good ingredients. This is like on a cooking show when the home chefs come and all of a sudden they have the best ingredients in the world on the TV show, and they're like, let's see what you can do. That's what it feels like with this group. We got a pretty big blank slate. All we really got from this is like, all right, we got 4 rapper-ish kids, 1 singer. That's cool. No one felt like a really weak link off the bat, which is good. And they spent a lot of money, so you could see the investment from Black Label. All very exciting things, right? Just taking this song as itself, though, not the most exciting thing in the world, right? I don't think anyone would say that. But at the end of the day, I think there was enough here where people are like, where are we gonna go with this, right? It's gonna feel like a big event whenever this group comes back, right?
It's really interesting what the driving force behind this group is, because you have, it's really okay. Not that I hate on the content and the what the lyrics are saying, because they're saying we're not famous yet, and look at how successful we are, and yet I look at all these kids and I'm like, you guys all already have careers.
Yeah.
Typically, yeah. For most of these kids, yeah.
Like, okay, other than Annie, who is literally an heiress of, a Korean trouble family, Tarzan had a modeling career, Bailey had a choreography and a social media influencer career, Woo-chan had a rap career, and Youngso was already on ILLIT as, well, she wasn't on ILLIT, but she was going to be on ILLIT, second place in RE Next.
Mm-hmm.
These are very high-vis trainees. Like, if you think about it that way, like, it really comes off as, like, for me, it's really coming off as, like, even the fact that, oh, like, that kid was a model. Oh, this kid is, like, somebody that comes from a really rich family. I feel like that was a calculated strategy to, like, create some sort of high-level status for this group.
It's off the bat, off the rip, right?
Yeah, like...
Any of the four you named with notable backgrounds could have been, like, the main drawing first for a smaller company's new group. You know what I mean? It's
right.
Like, we have Bailey Sok. Here's our group with her. Or, like, we have Uchan. This is gonna be our new boy group, right?
Right. The boy was the boy with problematic hair. For all it's worth, he's been a model that's been on Seoul Fashion Week for the past, like, 4 years.
And he was in a New Jeans video too, the music video, Supernatural.
Yeah. I'm looking at the man's, like, career here on Namu Wiki. He has been modeling for Mushin Sa Standard, and I think I've seen his ad, because he's the guy who would show up in the underwear. That probably said how fit the man is. What I'm trying to say here is on one hand, I think they look great. It's really cool. It really reminds me of when this rapper called Gore-Tex joined Just Music back about 10 years ago. He's now known as Jimmy Page. I don't know why I changed his name, but the fact of the matter is there was an already established rap crew in Korea, rap company, and then this random model joined out of nowhere, and he had a decent verse to spit out. And mind you, he's a model. He's a good looking man. He's got swag. You know what I mean? So, like, there was an aura. There was a vibe that was already there, and this kind of reminds me of that, where Teddy probably didn't go the traditional route of, oh, my boy Kwon Ji-young trained for 13 years every day after coming from elementary school. We skipped that part and instead chose, okay, she's confident because she comes from this background. Oh, this kid, he's confident because he comes from this background. He essentially just chose kids with aura, gave him this opium core-ish concept, gave him this generally easy to rap track. Like, try covering this in a karaoke. It's probably not going to be too hard. And then just gave it a good vibe. So all of this considered, it's a little off-putting how calculated this is.
It's so calculated.
Yeah. That part's a little off-putting. I'm not going to lie. And it's going to come down to the next comeback and how that comes off. Because while, for example, Uchan, he, like I said earlier, he feels like a son to me, and, like, I've seen him grow and show me the Money 6, yada 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 yada. But, like, it's also been like he was on that show about 8 years ago, and for the amount of time that's passed, he has surprisingly not improved that much, if I'm completely honest.
Oh.
While I said his verse is good on Famous, I don't think I would say this is better than the verse that was on, like, Lemon Drop, for example. You know? Like, that being said, like, the song overall works, but, like, the production's really solid, the visuals are there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really impressive and off-putting at the same time, and I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, this kind of feels like, okay, imagine we're at a poker table, and it kind of feels like Teddy shoved all his chips in the middle of the table with this group.
All in.
He's like, Like you know the song that we could go band for band. That's essentially what he's doing here to the other companies, right?
Okay.
He's saying like, he feels like with this group, he's basically being like, let's see if you could do something bigger than I'm going to do right now with these kids. Like
Should that be
we've
the
invested heavily.
purpose? Should that be?
I
like,
mean,
the sole
if
motivator?
Teddy wants to grow his company, it seems it's a kind of a smart move. I think.
So if I'm Meow and if I'm Somi, what am I how do I feel right now while we're looking at this?
I mean, if you're Somi, you'd be like, what the F, they could do this and they can't help me? I mean, okay, let's be real here. I'll be shocked if Somi resigns with Black Label after whenever her contract ends.
Ooh.
I'd be shocked. With Meow's been doing well though. I wouldn't feel as bad.
Surprisingly, shockingly actually, Somi is into her 6th year at Black Label right now.
Wow.
She got one more year then.
She got one more year.
Paper.
Where is she gonna go after this? JYP?
I don't know.
Dude, she's only 24 still. It's insane.
So young.
So young. I don't know. It's like I think it's crazy that the expectations for Somi is we're begging for one song a year, right? That's nuts.
Oh,
That's where we are.
that's where we are. So get used to it. It's the All-Day Project. They collected World's Not Ready. Unleash the next All-Day Project. That's what the teaser was saying.
I had a thought while watching All Day Project, particularly the Tarzan part. I'm like, this guy's meant to be the BM of the group. You know, that was my thought, right? It felt like it to me. I don't know anything about Tarzan, but just on the visuals they were trying to give with him in this music video, I was like, he's the BM of the group. And overall for me, this might not have been my favorite thing. It is not my favorite thing of the week either, but I am so intrigued now about what's going to happen. And at the end of the day, that means Black Label's doing their job because this is so hyped up for me. And I don't even know where it's going to go. It could flop terribly, but right now I'm excited for whatever is going to happen. I'm going to be twiddling my thumbs till they come back.
You should probably get that checked.
Yeah, for now 18 months straight, I'm going to be doing this one.
18. Oh my god.
Months. Big other releases this week. 17 Bad Influence, produced by Pharrell, which is a B-side. It's kind of sexual for a 17 song. Like, it's surprisingly sexual. We got Primrose Cinema, J-Hope Killing It Girl featuring Gorilla. We had X-Love with One and Only. Baby Don't Cry, Bet You'll Regret It pre-debut. Hoshi, I Want You Back. It's a song released for his birthday. We had, Baby Don't Cry is the P Nation Soyeon group. Soyeon is in the music video too, by the way.
Oh shit.
For this one?
Yes.
Oh.
And it sounds like a Soyeon song. So
Does it have the same terrible English?
I wouldn't say that, but the when you listen to it, you'll be like, I could see Soyeon made this one. Like you could kind of tell. Kiss of Life B-side with K Goodbye, Ensign Itty Bitty, Kang Daniel episode, Boys Planet, Ola Solar. There is a Korean version and a Chinese version. People did let me know in the comment sections of last week's episode. There's gonna be like 3 episodes where the K and the C are separated, and then I'm gonna guess they're gonna eliminate kids, and then they're gonna come together and then do the show together. That's how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Also in the news, I'll just find where it was in the news, but it's going to be an 8-member group with a 5-year contract. So K and C together.
Okay.
It's gonna be one group.
That's pretty long.
All right, SojuScore. Last week, episode 329. This isn't correct, is it? What I have on the screen here, because we on episode 330. Give me 1 second, guys. I messed this up. On episode 330, we had. Wow, I really messed this up. I think
We can take a pause if you'd like.
Yeah, I really effed this up terribly, all over the place.
Instead of pausing, Anita will now perform her solo soliloquy. Please, Anita, whenever you're ready, please drop your poem for the entire class to listen to.
A poem? I don't have a poem.
Hello.
I'm having technical difficulties.
All right, we're actually
all
gonna pause. We're actually gonna pause.
No, I fixed it. I'm back.
okay.
We're back.
I'm back. Okay. Kiras, Kill My Boss, 5.86.
Yes.
In Hypin, Bad Desire, With or Without You, 6.10. ITZY, Girls Will Be Girls, 6.47. Kiss of Life, Lips, Hips, Kiss, maybe controversially entered the Hall of Spice with a 7.41. Isn't a Beep with a 6.91. That's a great song. QWER Dear is also a great song with a 7.12. Yeah, those were the songs from last week. I have figured it out now. Let's go.
Nice.
Okay. This week the songs are ATEEZ Lemon Drop, ARTMS Icarus. We have ILLIT Do the Dance, All Day Project with Famous. All right, for the first track we got is ATEEZ with Lemon Drop. I sung its praises a lot. I don't know why I sighed there. I sung its praises a lot during the first part of the show. I'm really between a 6 or a 7 on this one.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I think a 7's a little bit too generous, though. I give this one a 6. It's a good
Dang.
song. It's a little bit changed departure for them. I enjoyed it. And you didn't like this one?
Well, now I feel bad because I was between a 5 and a 6.
Well, that's not that far off.
Yeah, this is one off.
I guess. I think this was okay. But will I be going back? Will I come back to this? Probably not. So I think I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
So I'm between a 5 and a 5 for this one. So that's a 5 for me, you know.
And SojuTalk Nation and Gochu Gang also voted. They gave it 5.81, and as a result, it receives a 5.45. Next,
All right.
we have ARTMS Icarus. You guys kind of sold me on it a little bit. It is definitely better than the ATEEZ song, in my opinion. So it's getting a 7.
A 7. Okay.
I definitely enjoy this. I guess maybe I was very much compelled by the 15-minute music video or like video storytelling. The song itself is still really good and I would recommend it, so I'm gonna give it a 7.
I was compelled by the song. I didn't even have to check out the 15-minute cinematic
Oh.
video with the analog horror intro, which, by the way, I think is gonna be cool. I'll check it out after today's episode. But either way, I think it's a really nice song. 7.
And then
Seven.
SojuTalk Nation and Gochu Gang also voted. They gave it a 6.56.
Oh.
So with this one, there's a lot of 10s and a lot of 4s.
Oh,
And a big chunk in the middle too. So we're
interesting.
kind of all over the place with this one.
Yeah, interesting scores.
Yeah. And as a result, it gets a 6.89, which is a very solid score from them. Next one, ILLIT. Okay, guys, buckle in with this one.
Okay.
How crazy are you gonna get, Doug?
I'm getting pretty crazy, guys. I do think the song has its flaws, but for me and what I like to listen to, hits all the right points. But there are some flaws with the song. I giving it an 8 though.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
If they had better verses, this would have been a 9. By the way,
Mm.
and I know y'all are gonna give it like 5s or 6s. I understand. I get it.
Hey.
Don't spoil my score.
I get it.
Who said I was gonna give it a 5 or a 6? Because I'm actually giving it a 7. I enjoyed this.
Right.
Like I said, I like Future Funk. I've been listening to it for years. I was just surprised that we were hearing it in 2025 in a K-pop group, but I'm there for it. It could have done some things a little better, like the chorus. I wasn't a huge fan of that second part, but it's still good. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah. Who says I'm gonna give it a 5 or a 6? I could be giving it a 4, Doug. You never know.
Oh.
I have a 6. I'm fucking with you guys. Yeah. I think I can't get behind the fact that the sample is amazing, but the verse is I don't know, it just does not work.
SojuTalk Nation Gochu Gang voted 6.34. So yeah, I get it. As a result, 6.84. So very similar to the ARTMS track. Solid songs overall. Let's say it had a good verses, right? We would have done that. Maybe Anita would have stayed. Warren would have made it, given it a this. It would have entered Hall of Spice, right? Hey, if the verses were better, I think it would have made it. All right. Finally, we're at All Day Project with Famous. I'm intrigued but not impressed. If that makes any sense, right? Like
That makes
I'm
sense to me.
intrigued, but I'm not the most like this was the best thing I've ever seen in my life. I give it a 6. Like I thought it was really cool for what we got, but I didn't think it was like doing anything too crazy.
I agree. I also gave it a 6. I was waiting for a little more, and I think we might get it. I'm just waiting to see it.
I didn't think my score would be the highest here. I have a 7. I thought it was very groovy.
Fine.
I had a nice time.
The SojuTalk Nation gave it a 6.24, and as a result, it receives a 6.31. So the scores this week are ATEEZ Lemon Drop 5.45, ARTMS Icarus 6.89, ILLIT Do the Dance 6.84, All Day Project Famous 6.31. So we had fairly high rated songs. Finally, we're at show winners. Anita, hit us with them.
Yes. First off, we have 17 with Thunder. They won a show champion in show music core, so a total of 7 wins so far with this one. Then we have Hypen with Bad Desire or With or Without You. They won an EMP Countdown Music Bank and Inkigayo, so 3 wins. And then last, we have Flying with Everlasting, 1 win on the show. Congrats to them.
Congrats.
Okay. That ends part 1, SojuTalk episode 331. I'm about to pee my pants. We're gonna have to take a short break. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, SojuTalk Nation. This is Anita here with a quick PSA. If you would like to support SojuTalk Kpop Podcast, please like, subscribe, or follow us on whatever platform you're using. And consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/SojuTalk or donating to us at paypal.me/SojuTalk. On behalf of the crew and myself, thank you. Now back to our regularly scheduled episode.
All right, we are back at it. Part 2 of SojuTalk episode 331. We got some news and events from the past week. First thing, Jungkook Jimin of BTS discharged from the military.
Woo!
Let's get it.
Wow.
So I was looking into it. I was like, who's left? Are they all out or are they not? We got one more kid. Suga's gonna be discharged in 1 week, and this article was dropped on the 14th.
Okay.
So in the following week, he's gonna be discharged. He was in there a little longer because he had a civil servant job, I believe. So he had to serve a little bit longer.
Right, yeah.
So he will be discharged in 1 week.
Almost
That's
there.
the good. The bad thing though is a woman in her
no.
30s was arrested for trying to break into his house on the day he was discharged.
Jungkook's house?
Yeah.
What? What the heck?
What the heck?
It was a saseng from China, I believe.
Oh,
Ma'am, she wasn't
no,
there.
no,
He wasn't
no.
there yet.
Tried to break into his house, and
bad,
they
still
caught
bad.
her like trying to figure out the password to his door, and the police even
Huh?
caught her in the act of trying to do that too.
What the?
Well, what the fuck are you doing with your life, lady?
Yeah. Yeah.
Glad
It's
they caught her then. Yeah.
it's kind of nuts, right? That's happening. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. The other Jungkook news. I'm sure some of you have seen this, but Jungkook had to apologize because he was seen wearing a "Make Tokyo Great Again" during a sound check. He apologized. He said he didn't know what the hat meant.
Oh,
He
boy.
says, "My bad, guys." Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad it was addressed, I guess. Yeah.
That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Next thing. So y'all remember Sunghan and Rise, and we had this big issue last year with SM, Rise fans, everyone was pissed.
Uh-huh.
So you remember at the end of it, they said he's going to have a solo career instead. Well, this is
Yeah.
them acting on that now. So it is announced the solo debut under a new stage name, XNG Han. So Sunghan, but I think we're still pronouncing it Sunghan. But this is how it's gonna be spelled out.
Interesting. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so that's the news over there. Next thing. Okay, so YG Entertainment introduces Chanya for their upcoming girl group. She is Thai, 14 years old. I'm not
Oh my
gonna.
gosh.
She's tall. She's an introvert. She knows Thai, English, Korean. She's been a trainee for 3 years. She's been a trainee since she's like 11 or something like that,
my
and she is
God.
a vocal. So now we know two kids in this group, right? And people are saying, like, I think what people were saying is like, it feels like they're basically recreating Blackpink with these members here. Like, I think one of the first girl was from like Australia, and now we have a Thai girl. And everyone's like, wait, this kind of sounds familiar, guys. Like,
Oh.
yeah.
Is this gonna be a 4-member group?
Let me see
Did
if
they
we
say?
have any. It's a 4-member group. Yeah. So
Here's the key difference between Lisa and Chanya is that Lisa is, Lisa, but Chanya here is a child. If you look at that photo, I'm like, good
and
gracious.
Chanya's a vocalist while Lisa's a rapper. But so far, we got an Australian, and we got a Thai girl. And people are like, well, I swear to God, if they have a New Zealand girl next, what the F? So people are saying.
Probably
like,
not. Right?
just
That'd be
watch,
funny.
just
That'd be
watch.
funny.
Yeah, but we got Evely and Chanya. They're going to be in Next Monster, I believe is the name that they're calling this group.
November 25th, 2010. That's a whole year plus after Genie dropped.
Holy shit. Okay.
That's just shocking to me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, so it says the 4 members will be revealed one by one, and then the hopes to release solo songs in 2026. So I'm going to guess the actual debut of the group is in 2 years in 2026.
Well, so there is only 4 kids.
Yeah, there's only 4 kids.
Okay, this is it's feeling like somebody like.
I don't know, guys. And now they're going to compete with this Teddy thing, this all-day project. This is going to be their direct competition.
Well, they're also
And this is the
competing with
group-
Baby Monster too. So.
And this is the group that everyone's gonna compare to this all-day project for sure. Let's keep going. So P Nation unveils the members of Baby Don't Cry. That's a wild name. I think. Like, I don't get what that's about.
They've been listening to Tupac. That's what it is.
Yeah, this is a P Nation group. We got 4 members: Yihyun, Kumi, Mia, and Benny. I'm looking at their profile right now. We got a Korean kid. We got a Japanese Kumi. We have Mia, it's unclear where she's from. And then we have Benny, who's been a trainee for 7 years in P Nation.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't even know P Nation was around for 7 years, but that girl's been there probably since the beginning. And this is the group that Soyeon's gonna have a very heavy hand in working with them. And they released a pre-debut track this week called Bet You'll Regret It, and Soyeon is indeed in the music video as well. Good luck to them. Good luck to Baby Don't Cry. P Nation. Next thing, Adore Boys Global Audition. If you want to be in male seraphim, you could audition. Wait, no, this is Adore, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I almost got a plagiarizing. If you want to be in New Briefs, you could join Adore's audition.
You're now gonna get an email from 1 minute Jin. She's gonna be like, "How dare you take my
And
credit?"
you have to be 19 or younger to apply for this.
Oh my God.
2006 or later.
Or later.
2006. That's the year Into the New World dropped by Girl Generation.
Wait, God. Okay. Let's keep going. Next one. This is what I mentioned. Boys Planet 2. The group will consist of 8 members, and they will have 5-year contracts. That's pretty exciting. I have not watched it. You know what? I might watch it this weekend. My sister's coming. It'd be a good opportunity to watch this show. I was debating. I made my sister watch Devil's Plan 2, and she was really pissed about the ending. we had a FaceTime a couple of days. She was really pissed, which fair to her.
That's fair. Yeah.
And I was debating showing her Street Woman Fighter the new season, but maybe Boys to Planet's the move. It might be actually. Anita, are you up to date with Street Woman Fighter, Anita?
Yes,
It's
up to episode 3.
Is it less catty now? Or we have it less dissing, or?
I think it's slowly getting there. They're up to the K-pop mission, so
I've been seeing a lot of the videos and the performances.
Right.
I
'Cause
haven't been
those
watching
those
them
are
since.
out. Those full clips are
Yeah,
out
they're
on
out.
YouTube.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, so those are Mnet shows. Next thing we got is apparently Gyeogyung is going to join IOI's 10th anniversary reunion next year.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Discussions are currently underway regarding participation and the activities of all 11 members. This
Aw.
might have something to do with the China ban and stuff like that, where she probably feels more comfortable now coming to Korea and doing this. But that would be awesome. We have not seen Gyeogyung in a hot second. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I believe she has a pretty successful actress career going on in China at the moment. Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I can't believe IOI is 10 years old. That's
Wow.
That's crazy. I remember the day Warren guessed all 10 members in this group correctly.
I was a
You did?
genius.
Yeah, he did, Anita. He picked all 10 correct. The positioning weren't correct, but he based it completely on company size, and it was correct.
I knew they would rig it.
That's how we knew it was rigged. Yeah.
Next thing we got. So, Twice Chaeyoung reportedly solo debut later half of this year.
Finally.
Oh my god.
Finally.
It's finally happening, guys.
About time.
This could go so many directions, right?
I'm
this is
so
going to be
excited.
crazy. Can we
What
have
will it
Chaeyoung
be?
featuring Lil Cherry? Can we do that? I wonder what this is going to be. Oh my god.
This is
so
exciting. Finally.
Next thing. So Chorong Bomi, Namju, and Hayoung have signed with Us agency. So following discussions with Che Creative Lab, we decided to take full responsibility for managing Apink, adding we will spare no effort in fully supporting the diverse activities of the 4 members. So now they're kind of in different places right now, the group. So we'll have to see what that means.
Oh, wait, isn't this everybody except for Eunji though?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
Eunji's
in billions right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So
Alan left.
yeah, other than her, sounds like everybody's together. So that's good. Yeah.
So it feels like we just call up Eunji, when are you free? Right? When are you free? And she's like, I don't know, guys. Right? But yep, everyone else signed with us agent. Next thing. Hyunjin, formerly of Luna and now Lucemble, has announced that she applied for a one-person agency named Triangle E&M. She's doing a one-person company.
Okay.
Hope that works. I don't know how that works logistically.
Sounds tough, but I don't know.
Next thing, Oh My Girl Arden has signed a new exclusive contract with ATRP, home agency of Chu. So
Okay.
we're in a new era where all these members who are like half associated with their main groups are now like all over the place. I guess the logistics are now in place. Precedent is now in place for like this type of thing to happen. We've seen it with a lot of groups now. A lot of the SM artists are doing this now as well. But I'm sure behind the scenes it's got to be a mess to do this, right?
Well,
It's gotta be hard.
in her case, it's a little bit easier, I would assume, because like if you look at ATRP, the CEO and the lead producer at ATRP, Kim Jin-mi, used to be a high up at WM. So like I imagine.
Okay, that
Right,
works easily
right.
then. All right, next thing we got. aespa has announced their third tour, 2025 aespa Live Tour Sync. It's going to begin at the KSPO Dome in Seoul, South Korea. Didn't they just go on tour like 5 minutes ago? Like, I swear to God that they literally just went on tour.
It was last year, I think, right?
Yeah, like they just did.
Well, they did that, and they also did SM World Tour, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, they also did that. Yeah, we have Hyperline Tour 2023, Sync Parallel Line 2024 to 2025, and then the Sync Access Line Tour 2025.
Wait,
we have 2
That's
tours
crazy.
on the same year.
Wow. I mean, look at them go. You know, like worldwide, right there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, they're busy. Next thing. Speaking of aespa, Krina solo performance at Waterbomb in July.
Oh shit.
Oh,
She's on Team Green, whatever that means in terms of Waterbomb notes. But yeah, on the official page, Krina.
They have a big water gun, and it'll shoot green water.
All right.
Is that
and then
it?
No.
Next one, I got more Espa news. Espa and Street Fighter 6 collab.
Okay. Okay.
Like the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, the game Street Fighter 6. I don't know how that's
Yeah.
I doubt it's gonna be more than just the song, because like competitive
That'd
fighting
be
games,
cool.
they ain't gonna just add like a Karina character. It's not gonna happen.
Oh shit.
They're
No,
not
they
gonna-
should do it.
No.
No,
They
they're
just
not
do
gonna.
You never know.
Competitive fighting games will not ruin the meta for a collab character.
Nah, I
It's
don't
not gonna
care.
happen. Like, if the only way it could possibly happen if they take a female character and make an alternate skin and it's a Espa member. That
Maybe
could
that's
happen.
what they do.
That could happen. But
Yo,
they ain't gonna
someone-
make a new character.
Someone cosplays as Chun-Li. That's what's gonna happen, you know?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. G-Dragon World Tour, 3 cities in the United States, 1 in Europe. Is announcing a tour.
Wow.
Newark, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Paris.
Oh shit.
G-Dragon's gonna be local in August.
Are you gonna go, Lauren?
Damn, I went all the way to LA for this fucking man. I go, it's just coming to me again. Do I go again?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't
okay.
know. Well, you'll let us know how he performed in the after show. Yeah, right?
Yeah, let's
yeah,
start
there.
Yeah.
Next thing, Les Seraphim North America Tour, Prudential Center, Chicago. We got Texas, Inglewood, San Francisco, Seattle, Las Vegas, Mexico City. They're also coming to
Wow.
Prudential Center. Bro, this one's going to be kind of hype, is it not? Les Seraphim?
Are you gonna go, Doug?
There's a chance. I won't say no.
Whoa,
Oh,
there you go.
oh.
All right, SojuTalk, let's do a crowdfunding and we'll buy a box, like a luxury box. That'd be
Dang.
hype, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be hype? It'd be kind of
What
hype.
does that even cost?
It's expensive, Anita. It's very
Thousands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like, let's say it's like a 20 seat like box. My guess is it'll be like $7,000, $7,000. So it'll
Damn.
come to like $300, $400 a head.
It'll
Something
be
like that.
like $5,000, like a 30-year-old fan club membership, an arm, a chair, a leg. You'll need like Chan's
Everything.
eyebrows, like fucking Hoyunjin's blessing, like.
And they'll offer you like catering packages too, I'm gonna guess.
You'll
right?
need a
Things
bottle
like
of
that.
Minijin's tears to even apply, you know, like.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No. If you actually want a booth, you just call Prudential and ask.
Oh.
Tell you if they have it available or not. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. There's a website. No, we were okay. At one point, me and Malfiar were debating if we could get a box for New Jeans.
Oh, y'all looked into this.
We looked into this at one point, and MetLife. We were looking into it.
They're not
And
even
I was,
coming.
I was going to buy the fan club going into this year so that I would get a
Oh,
higher chance of getting
no.
tickets, but that never happened. sadly.
Yeah. That's not happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And finally, Sujin, formerly of G-Idol, is going to have a North American tour.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The sad thing is, I can't name a Sujin song off the top of my head.
We haven't really been covering them on the show. I wasn't
That's
really aware that
true.
she's active.
Yeah, let me check discography real quick.
She's got
Singles.
two
two
EPs.
songs. Oh wait, Agassi, we did cover this.
Did we?
We did
Yeah?
cover that one, I believe. Am I wrong?
I don't remember it.
I swear we covered. Let me look at the
But
SojuTalk
she will be
episode
coming to
summary.
North America. Hmm.
We did not cover this. Let's move on. Yeah, okay. That's all the news this week. In terms of the music that could come next week, I'm all over the place. My script isn't up. I'm a mess. Le Seraphim mess. Okay, next week, Moonbyul, Yugyum, Now's, Hearts to Hearts, B-Boys debut, Naina, Yuksung-jae, Gravity, Baby Don't Cry debut, All Day Project. But I don't think we're like, maybe they'll drop the B-side music video. Maybe. But we'll have to see because the actual
see.
album's coming out next week. Yeah, that's it for the regular show. It could transition whenever.
Hi. We are now in the after hours. Anita and I had a quick trip. We're gonna talk about our trips. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll go first.
Wait,
I
when-
got nothing.
Well, yeah, you don't count. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the summer. I'm in full work mode, dude. I don't have time to go to anything. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
Oh,
about it.
man.
I took a week off of work. I went to LA.
Oh shit.
I went to Hit in the Clouds. This is something I've wanted to do for a while. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like someone that identifies heavily with the Asian American like they asked for. I kind of do. Also with the Korean one, it's kind of awkward for me. Long story short, I always thought it's a cool community that SoCal has with like Asian Americans. And when Head in the Clouds came to New York City a couple years ago, I was like, damn, this shit was really dope. I had fun. It felt less like a festival and more like a just elongated concert with a bunch of people in it, which I didn't mind.
Right.
But I was like, this isn't really a festival. I kind of want to check out the real deal. You know what I mean? Like, with like all the cool 88 rising artists and like K-pop and like all my fellow Asian Americans all in a big pit. You know, like, that's what I kind of wanted to do. Fast forward a couple of years, lineup popped up this year. We got GD, we got 21, we got Dean and Taber, we got the DPR kids. And me and my group of friends, we were like, we gotta go. Who knows when we will see 21 and GD for the low price of like, I think it was like 160 per person or some shit. Let me look it up again. It was something like that. I didn't pay for VIP or like fucking Club 1999 or whatever the fuck it was called. I just paid for general admission.
How does it work? Does the whole lineup perform both days?
No. So there is a lineup that goes on first day. There's a lineup that goes on second day. You can pretty much show up whenever you want. It's a festival. The show begins around like 1 p.m. Everyone has like 30 to 45 minute sets. There's like a 30-minute-ish break between sets. There's like 2 stages. You can go back and forth. You know, like choose your adventure. You know, like you can go out, pop out to a booth, go check out pop-ups. So that's really cool, right? There were a lot of cool pop-ups. There was one for like banana milk and Melona for whatever the fuck reason. There was a pop-up for GD's merch.
Ooh.
There was a arcade that I was checking out. I didn't really play it or anything. I was like walking around. I was like, wait a minute, isn't that Rich Brian that performed yesterday? And I was like, and the guy next to me was like, yeah, that's him. That's Rich Brian. And I was like, oh my God. So I saw him from like really close up, and I was like, oh my God, he's a real man.
Ooh.
He's a real person. He's no longer the rich C word. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wasn't there for the full day for both days. I pulled up around like 4 p.m. ish for both of the days. Second day because I was tired. First day because we were doing some like touristy stuff in LA. And I ended up catching all the Korean artists. I ended up catching what's his name? A little bit of Porter Robinson. I ended up seeing Rich Brian pretty nicely. They were all really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Porter Robinson, I am like pretty familiar with his work. His set was really cool. There was a ETA remix, and then fucking Jason the Weenie popped up on stage, and he was
Jason the Weed.
fucking kid. I wasn't annoyed. I know people don't like him, and some
I
people
like him.
He's all right. Well. Whatever. You know, he's kind of cute. Whatever. I'll let him pass.
I respect the youngins' hustle.
Yeah. Same. He was really cool. Rich Brian was really good too. I'm not gonna lie. Cause like if you think about Rich Brian, he's that kid who he used to be a meme back in the day on YouTube, you know, with that stick, you know.
Hey man, he was representing for the Asian bros, dude. I remember. It was exciting. It was exciting when he popped up.
Yeah, and like he has now transitioned into this like mature artist who's able to like really put on emotion, and it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That being said, like between that set, Higher Brothers, that was also there. I didn't really catch their set, but them and like the Din and DPR set, it felt like the audience was a little tame. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was in the pit. I was in like right. They weren't really getting hype. Like nobody was really just having fun, and I was like, do I need to pay VIP for this too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, guys were chill. It did feel like the audience had gotten a little older than what I had expected previously. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe I wasn't close to the front enough. I don't know. But they were really cool. Now, First day headliner was G Dragon.
Hey, G Dragon.
The man, the myth, the legend. His set was supposed to begin, I think, like 9 p.m. And like when it said it's supposed to begin, they're like, "Are you ready for G Dragon?" And I was like, "Yeah!" And everyone was like, "Yeah!" And then yeah, everyone's hyped up. And then this DJ pulls up, and then he has this like 15 minute long set, which like to his credit, good set. Like he's good. He also had an ETA remix, and it was a good remix.
Wow.
Like I had fun.
Hey, they threw that man to the sharks, essentially, right? And,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's rough.
And you know what? Respect to the guy, but we only got to see like 25 minutes of GD, if I'm completely honest.
Oh man.
And like GD, it felt like there were some technical difficulties between the lighting and the camera, and like him showing up late and whatnot. Between that and like GD feeling like, I don't know, it felt strangely lethargic in a way. Go check out the clips. I'm sure if you get what I'm saying, you'll see what I'm saying. But I still liked seeing him in person. Obviously, I grew up with him in the background. That was amazing. He pulled out CL for a second to do the leaders, and I was like, oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the next day, second day headliner was 21. They were the final before the finale show. And 21 was also really cool. Park Bom wasn't there, which I think, actually, I don't know if I can comment on Park Bom's status at the moment, but the three of them.
Yeah, I keep track of it. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, it's rough.
Between Park Bom, CL, and Minji, though, they were really good. That was a hype finale. Oh my god.
You mean Dara?
Oh yeah, sorry. Between Sandara
Dara,
Park,
CL,
yeah.
Minji.
Sandara Park,
Yeah.
CL, and Minji. Oh my god. Oh my god. They performed pretty much all their like classic hits, and it was a fun time. You know what I mean? Like it was banging. It was the one moment where like I felt like the audience was actually like having a good time.
That's good.
Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it's the K-pop. Maybe it's their songs are good. Yeah. To speak real quickly on like Dean and were you gonna say something, Doug?
Oh no. These are after questions. Not
Okay.
You keep going.
Yeah, I'll go real quick. Dean and Dean and Taber said, I do want to comment. They were really good as well. I now know that Dean is a real person and not a fucking AI generated android.
Yeah, the amount he
He's
hides,
alive.
you would think he's like a recluse, dude.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I didn't know he could leave his apartment, for fuck's sakes.
I'm glad.
I think he.
Performing again.
Yeah, I'm glad to see the live. I would like more music from you, motherfucker. Please
Is
drop
he
an
not
album.
like one of the biggest what ifs, right? In
He
Korean
is.
music.
He is,
Yeah, he
yeah.
could have been a monster. He could have been like I don't want to say he'd be an international star, but he could have been big. I think
He could have.
Way bigger
And like
than he is.
it's a little sad because like half of his set is like 10 years old, and like Dean isn't somebody that should rely on his like old stuff. You know what I mean? I got to saw like Chica live and like 3 a.m. freestyle live, and like there was a remix of Instagram that was really dope. Like that was all pretty cool.
I have two questions. First thing,
Yeah.
like all festivals, was everything expensive AF?
It felt very commercial, if I'm completely honest.
Okay.
Like festivals are expensive. I went in expecting that, but like besides like bubble tea costing like $10 for like average fruit
Oh my
tea.
god.
That I'm like
Anita.
whatever.
Anita, that's nothing compared to Coachella prices.
Yeah. I honestly expected like $20 bubble teas, and I was surprised I got $10 ones. So I'm like, oh, you know what? This is all right. But the flip side of it was like all the pop-ups, like most of the pop-ups that I got to check out were like lines to purchase stuff. Like
Oof.
oh, here's a line to purchase the Head in the Cloud exclusive La Boo Boo, and like, oh, here's a line to check out the Tide Pods. I'm like, yeah, Tide Pod had a fucking pop-up. I'm like, what does?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I was kind of off put by that, not gonna lie. But
My other question is, how do you feel festival versus solo concert? You know, like, do you like going to festivals? How's the vibe? I've never been to a festival.
Me neither.
I haven't
Yeah.
been to any of the big ones. I don't go to raves.
Okay.
I haven't been to Coachella or like EDC or like Izu or like Govball.
Lola.
Right,
Yeah.
Lola either. So like Head in the Clouds and the ones I've been to in Korea are like the easier ones. They're relaxing, if anything.
Yeah.
But the thing with festivals is like there's like flexibility for you to like go to a show and then come out, go grab food, and like you could watch a show from like the back where all the old people are and they're all sitting in the background with like picnic blankets and like there's flexibility, and I really appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With the concert, it's like a full 3-hour set nonstop. You know what I mean? Like maybe there's an intermission or two in there, but like you do get the nice opportunity of like, for example, listening to GD for 3 hours. That would be dope. But here it's more like a buffet where you get a taste of everything, you know?
Yeah, I guess my
yeah.
KCON concert experience was sort of in the middle of a festival and like a traditional festival and a solo concert, because we had a festival part, but the concert was completely by itself in an arena, and it was kind of a buffet style, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I feel
in
like the middle of that.
KCON has a lot of potential. It had a lot of potential to be a festival. I haven't been to the one in LA to like comment enough, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
I don't know how it would work as a full day like festival concert at the end thing. They kind of have that set where it's like festival, take an hour, do the real concert at the different venue.
I know we're running a little over. I'm gonna comment real quick on the finale because Jackson Wang came out.
Ooh.
Oh.
And my friends were like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh, that's Jackson of GOT7."
Jackson.
And they're like, "Oh, why is he here?" And I was like, "Well, he does this thing where he ends Head in the Cloud shows these days, and he didn't really perform. He just really hyped up the crowd." And he was like, "Yeah, Magic Man. All right, now Stage Yoda, do your verse." And like he had a cipher with like all the performers came out and they did a little thing. Except for the really expensive people, like GD wasn't there, Dean wasn't there, Twin wasn't there, like Rich Brian did a verse. They performed like their group hits at the end, but like I don't know why Jackson was there, but I don't know. This was supposed to be a big deal because it's their like 10-year finale, 88 Rising, Head in the Clouds, and a lot of people have been saying that it's been a little underwhelming in that aspect and in celebrating Asian culture. And as someone who wanted to get that experience, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little let down, just a little bit, like.
That's fair.
Yeah. But I still got to see 21. I still got to see GD. I now know Dean is a real person. He has 2 legs and 2 arms.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go.
All right, Anita. One OK Rock. Where did you see them? Number one.
Yes. So this was, I went to the Chicago venue, the stop they had there. So this was the Detox North America tour. So Detox was their latest album released in February, 11th studio album, I believe. And some of the singles had already been released on YouTube like the year before, but this was like the main tour to promote that. And some context. So I've never been to a rock concert before.
Oh, damn.
I also was I'm a very casual listener of One OK Rock, so I knew like the bigger hits, but I had not been keeping up with the new releases recently, and I kind of had to like cram the new album before the concert because I decided to go with my 2 younger sisters, and we got tickets a couple of months before. So probably around February we got the tickets. So I was a little nervous. I've never been to a rock venue. We also got just general audience standing tickets.
Oh shit! You were in the pit.
Yo,
we were
GA,
in the
GA
pit.
for short people. Yo, good luck.
I'm 5'1.5" on a good day.
Shit.
So,
On a good
so
day.
I was very worried, but it was actually super fun. I really, really enjoyed it. I want to give like highlights of the show. So the opening band was Stand Atlantic. They're an Australian band.
Oh,
They've
they
been
had an
active
opener.
for quite a bit, and I think they mentioned that they toured with One OK Rock before. This was their second time doing this. They were really cool and fun. They really got the crowd hype and engaged. before One OK Rock's set, and I don't know, it was really fun. I was actually really worried about that part too, because I thought like, oh, I don't really know their stuff. I don't know if it'll be interesting, but they were really, really good. They knew their stuff. Their vocalist was really, really cool. And there was a moment during the opening band, like the Stand Atlantic set, where you could see One OK Rock members in the balcony. So they were watching the set. They were performing, and people just started like whispering, like, "Oh, look up there, look up there!" And like you could see them. But it was fun. It was fun. And then the actual set for One OK Rock was really good. The highlight for me was their opening track off of the new album was "Puppets Can't Control You." One of my favorite songs of the album. It was so hype. They had like a light show going on. There was smoke coming off of the stage.
Oh, damn.
It was really cool. And people went a little crazy. I also didn't know, but they do a lot of like interaction with the crowd. So Stand Atlantic did it as well, but there was moments where we would all sit down. Literally, like we all went down to like
on the floor?
knee level. Yeah, everybody. And it was actually really cool because then I could see the stage.
I'm sorry.
But it was fun. So they told us like everybody down, 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 and then we would all get down, and then like on our count of 3, like everybody jump, and then we all did it. And I don't know, it was fun to like feel like the crowd all together like that. So that was cool. There was a lot of fanboys for Taka, or maybe just around me, like a lot of guys just shouting.
Makes sense. Have you seen Taka? That's a good guy.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, you're so cool" in Japanese. Like I couldn't understand all of it.
Too much.
Hey, kakoi! Kakoi!
Yeah, no. From behind me, I could hear the voices, and I was like, "Oh." It was interesting because my other concert experience was for a J-pop group, and it was mostly girls as the audience. So it was really cool to see the audience where it was like a larger age demographic and like also mixed genders. Like, yeah, it was just a very varied.
What I'm hearing
audience.
is middle-aged men fanboying at Taka.
No, I don't think those were the people that were shouting, but like around me, I could see like people from different ages, like different backgrounds, like it was just more varied, I think, than my other previous concert experience, which was cool. They also had like a lot of like talking sections in between sets.
Wait, how did they manage the language barrier?
Taka's really good at English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his pronunciation is really good. I don't know if he considers himself fluent, but he was really like he did most of the talking.
He's close.
Yeah, he's very much understandable. Like he could get through it. And something I found interesting because, like I said, I was a very casual listener. I didn't know a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and like interviews. His filler word is the F word. Like he was just cursing a lot during like his speech, which it came off as fine. Like it was just I feel like he just talks like that, which was interesting because I don't think he does that in Japanese, but in English he curses a lot. But yeah, overall it was really, really good. The rest of the members also had an instrumental only section in the middle of the set where they just went all out, like drums, bass, guitar, solos all over. That was really, really cool. Yeah, so 10 out of 10 performance from all of the members.
Damn.
And just overall, I would highly recommend. I know the tour is over now, but once they start touring again, definitely go check them out.
10 out of 10
live
though.
vocals.
That's crazy.
10 out of 10. It was really, really good.
Wow, okay. 10 out of 10.
One time, growing up, I saw Jason Mraz concert. The opener was not famous at the time, but became very famous later. You remember Kanan waving the flag at the World Cup? When I get older, I will be stronger. They call
that sounds familiar.
Just like a wave. It was the World Cup song. It was the official World Cup song. And this man sang it, and everyone was like, okay, yeah, you do it. And it like later, it blew up and became huge. That's similar to how I saw Psy do Gangnam Style rehearsal at Inkigayo week 1 before it blew up.
Wow.
It was the week before it blew up, and we saw him do it live, and we're like, "That's an interesting song, very exciting." And then it blew up the week after.
Damn.
That was kind of cool. That's what I remember. I also remember seeing Kuhara that day because she was my bias at the time, and she was one of the MCs. R.I.P. Just wanted to throw that out there. Kind of sad there, but yeah. Concerts. Things like that, you should go when you have the opportunity. You never know when it's gonna blow up in your face. Like IZ*ONE, we never got the US tour that we thought we were gonna get.
Rip.
You know?
Aww.
I should have gone to Lola.
New Jeans or RIP, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah. So if you have the opportunity, go. It doesn't matter where you sit. You could probably try to pull a nosebleed section day off for half price. You know, you can pull that.
The positive news is if you want to see your favorite soccer player, Club World Cup is going on right now in America. And
they're selling no tickets. Okay, to be fair, who's having a 2 p.m. Monday game and expecting people to show up when it's 100 degrees out? Like that's the problem. Yeah, that's the inherent issue.
That's a story for another time.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, this has been SojuTalk, your weekly shout out K-pop, episode 331 in the books. I'm Doug. I'd like to thank Warren and Anita for joining me. We'll see you guys next time. Hearts to hearts. Excited for that. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
And here's an extra special shout out to all of our Fiesta Patreons on patreon.com. Bagel, Charles, Cotton Ball, Ellie, Gogu Mama, Honey Pools, Incoming Snail, Liam's Games and Toys, Natalie, NJ Parks, South Texas Once, Siu Sumi. And thank you for joining SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. Thank you, really.